And effective today, they give an exemption to illegal immigrants to be able to purchase firearms.
But Perry, Iowa is about to change drastically, and not for the better. This week, Tyson Foods announced that it will be permanently closing its pork factory in Perry, killing around 1,200 jobs in a town of just 8,000 people.
That's when the 4473, the everything else, gives off a good reputation for the said gun owners.
Obviously, this 4473 bullshit, it doesn't work. Because, Vegas.
Oh, have we missed Akira Toriyama? His the Dragon Ball, was it the Dragon Ball Power Tournament where Vegeta speaks to Goku, always made a lot of people want to lift more and want to work out more. So
Is that the one where he was like, I always trained because I was stuck in your shadow or some shit?
that too, and the one where it's a power up tournament where he says, Goku, find a way. I entrusted in you to live throughout this tournament or something. I can't do it word for word, but it's find a way. Break into the spirit of the gods.
Yeah.
Do it, Goku, and then Goku breaks into Ultra Instinct again.
Gotcha. I haven't seen that one yet, sadly. I'm very behind in my Dragon Ball. As much as I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff, I'm very behind in it.
So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, let us know down below and let us know if the Dragon Ball has helped you, give you the motivation to work out. And hit the intro.
That would suck.
Hey guys, Matt here, telling y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified each time that we're on. Oh, I say I love y'all so much. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Article 1776 podcast. I am Matt. This is
Scott Still 87.
fucking A right. I'm a little bit out of energy today because I'm kind of sick.
These aren't real. These are called snap caps. Don't freak out.
I was still speaking when you did that, so they couldn't see it. So, okay, there you go.
It's not real. There's no primer. There's no. It looks like it, but there's no projectile. They're fake.
Speaking about someone that's having something, the government is now wanting illegal immigrants to have pew-pews.
Segway died.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, you sent me an article earlier, or a video earlier, where some lawyers who deal with specifically, I guess, gun cases or gun rights cases,
Yeah.
or whatever, they specifically deal with this, and they were talking about illegal immigrants being able to purchase weapons.
Can you show the video?
Well, it was funny though, and the guy touches on this, and I said something about this a few weeks ago. Apparently, that there were a few states that were going to start letting illegal immigrants start being police officers in their state. This is kind of going along with that same kind of, presentation, what they're doing. Oh, yeah, we're let's give them the guns.
That is the broadest, weirdest exception out there, but it exists.
We are the Armed Attorneys. Today we're talking about I guess this is a viral video from the TikTok. Don't make me watch TikTok, guys. And it's in connection to, there's a handful of states that are letting new classes of people carry firearms, maybe even be law enforcement in their state. So we're going to be talking about, can illegal aliens purchase guns, carry guns here in the United States? What is this lady talking about? But before we begin, show your support for the Second Amendment by hitting that like button. And all right, we just have to, let's just
watch her.
Yeah, let's watch her. Let's watch her.
My husband owns a gun shop, and he just called me to tell me that the ATF has made updates to their background check policy, and effective today, they give an exemption to illegal immigrants to be able to purchase firearms. Now, this strangely coincides with California, New York, and Chicago making it legal for illegals to be police officers. Tell me our government isn't about to pull some shenanigans without telling me our government's about to pull some shenanigans.
What is going the fuck on?
Yeah.
Do you so if this is real, do you agree with this?
No.
Elaborate.
Well, simple fact is that because of there being illegal immigrants, how far is the background check supposed to go? Whether they don't know if the person has been a prior cartel member, or if the person has done murder or something like that, where they've been previously convicted in another area such as Mexico, or wherever that they come from. Once they get their I'm all for when a person gets their legal citizenship to be able to practice the right to have bear arms.
So there's a lot of back and forth right now on the platform formerly known as Twitter. It's just, the word X just sounds, using it as a name for a company or a website just sounds dumb.
I heard often called by other people Phoenix. They called it Phoenix.
I don't know. I know it's called X, and I still call it Twitter because I'm an old fogey, but whatever. So on the Twitter webs, there's a lot of back and forth about how, people are like, oh, well, everybody who's in the 2A community says, regardless of who you are, what you are, where you are, the right to defend yourself should be universal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the leftists will throw, well, what about illegal immigrants? Does that mean for everybody? What about citizenship? So it's kind of a weird area when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It puts you at a moral crossroads, because I thought about it earlier today. I was like, that's a good point. I'm not saying I agree with it, but the point as it's being made cannot be denied. Right?
Yeah.
So, that being said, is it wrong to say that an illegal immigrant can't arm themselves? I mean, they do anyway. We've seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if they can do it legally, they're going to get the guns. That's why gun control doesn't work, because they're still going to get it. Yeah. The only gun control that we really have is personal gun control. Like, my gun's right there. It's unloaded. But it's not going to jump up off the desk, load itself, and go outside and hurt anybody.
Let me make this speech entirely clear. I'm kind of for the background checks, because the simple fact is that we can't just assume the person is illegal or not and go to shoot them down even though that they're legally owning that firearm.
Well,
so that's why I think that's where the background check comes into play.
I mean,
and that's when the 4473, the everything else, gives off a good reputation for the said gun owners, the
lawful gun owning citizens. I understand what you
yeah
mean.
yeah.
Well, but let me ask you a question. Are you in the camp of the 4473 is an absolutely is a violation of your constitutional rights?
I think it is, in a sense, too, because here's the thing. Yeah, a person can get their the civil rights back just by proving to the officers they won't violate it again. Once you get in trouble the first time, of course, you'll have some certain rights taken away because of the actions that you have done. But if you can prove that you've been better and you can get the rights back to you if applicable, then yeah, fine. But if we have no idea that you've committed such actions, then I don't know.
So there's a very large camp of gun owners who fall in the realm of, you know, any kind of law that infringes upon your Second Amendment right and what you can own is an infringement of your Second Amendment right. And by definition, it's a violation, obviously. And then you have people who are like, yeah, the background checks are great. I mean, they weed people out. Do they? My point is this, and it's going to ruffle feathers. Uvalde.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid was able to legally purchase firearms, even though he was a wackadoodle. Like, I don't care your feelings on what I just said for anybody out there. The kid was a wackadoodle.
But there was a past that showed up that he did want to commit some harm.
And the due diligence, and I think this is where it becomes sketchy. A gun shop is not going to sit there and sift through somebody's profile on Facebook.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. Did you hear that from his girlfriend? I think it was his girlfriend, that he was having talks with her about doing harm to his school.
So then why didn't she come forward?
That's what I'm thinking too.
So here's the thing. Obviously, this 4473 bullshit, it doesn't work. Because Vegas. Okay, that dude, all of his shit was legally owned, legally paid for. Some of it probably was not. I'm not gonna. If I said all, I apologize. I'm gonna say a majority of his stuff. I want to say was probably legally purchased because he was able to circumvent the 4473. He was just a.
Well, here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. We don't know. That's the problem. That's the problem that people don't talk about, is how was he able to obtain it, whether it be legal or through skimming through.
So if he was able to obtain those things legally, okay, And I'm not sure Vegas's or Nevada's gun laws. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure it's still the Wild West out there, though. Let's say, for sake of argument, he obtained these all legally. Okay,
Mhm.
he had to do the 4473, just like everybody else does. Okay,
Mhm.
he had to wait the 3-day waiting period. I'm sure. None of that mattered. None of that mattered. So this whole 4473 doesn't matter. This whole illegal immigrants being able to obtain firearms regardless of their citizenship status, it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna get the guns. It's gonna fucking happen. Gun control does not work.
Mhm.
Gun control works when you start prosecuting criminals who have stolen weapons, violent charges with stolen weapons, or unlawful use of a firearm, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. When you actually start prosecuting these criminals and putting them in jail for the crimes that they are committing instead of giving them like no cash bond, letting them out the same day or the next day on ROR for a violent offense, obviously you're going to have these fucking problems. The best gun control
Mhm.
are people like you and me. People like Joe Rogan, Keanu Reeves, fucking Will Smith. Yeah, I know he's a little quick with the fucking hands, but the dude's got gun safety chops.
Yeah, they were trained by Terran Tactical.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen a video where Will Smith they were doing some shit for one of the Bad Boys movies, and one of the prop guys was showing him a gun, and like the guy was
I
like,
think it was Suicide Squad.
it might have been that. But the guy was like, he didn't have his hand in the traditional fashion like you would hold a pistol, right? He had it open palm, and he brought it up towards Will, and Will stopped his hand, took the gun out, cleared it, handed it back to him, and said, "Try it again." Like,
Yeah,
obviously, Alec Baldwin should not have a gun.
yeah.
I had to throw that in there. Although I kind of feel bad for his armorer, but she fucked up too. Don't do cocaine, kids.
I think any director or screen design person is clenching their buttholes if they see that they have a job. They're going to be working with him in any
He
R type
retired.
movie.
He's done. He said he was done acting. He's like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. He can't recover from that. There's no recovery from that. He was the director on the movie.
But yeah, he can't put self accountability.
No, he was the director of the movie. Improper handling, and if you watch the videos, you can see how he's talking to people when they're going over this shit. He's he's flagging people with a fucking loaded pistol.
And that's why I say you should have done what Keanu Reeves did. Put training behind the said firearm.
Halle Berry did too. Halle Berry and Keanu trained together with Taryn.
Uh-huh.
So, like, there are celebrities who have gun safety skills.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people who don't know what the fuck they're doing and shouldn't have guns. Yes, I'm going to say it. There's people who shouldn't have guns. And then there's people like Matt Best, Caleb
Francis.
You know, there are people out there who absolutely deserve to be able to exercise their Second Amendment rights. And then there are other people, and we know who they are. We don't have to talk about it. We've talked about it several times on this podcast.
But I
We
will
don't have to go to
but I will commend them on this. Matt Carricker, Demolition Ranch, Donut Operator, and also Brandon Herrera that are doing the creator content range day to introduce people into the firearms world that and helping them out with training and lessons and all that stuff. So kudos to them on that. If you want to learn more about the firearms world, it's more than just speaking
They need
about
to get
it.
Aiden Ross out
You need to train more, be willing to learn more about the said firearm.
there. Yeah.
And that offer's still up for Aiden Ross to anytime that he wants to learn more about the firearms world, about firearm safety, and his friends too. Hit us up.
Well, we're not professionals by any means.
But we're pretty damn good.
I speak for myself. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, he's actually a better shot than I am.
Who is?
You are.
Oh, well, thank you. I take the compliment, but you're too humble, sir.
So back to the topic at hand. I'm on the camp that I don't think illegal immigrants shouldn't be. I think that illegal immigrants should not be able to possess a firearm legally in the United States. For the simple fact that you have to be a U.S. citizen, as a U.S. citizen, to purchase a gun in the United States. So
I'll do you one better. I say we should rid the ATF.
ATF is gay.
Yeah. Change our minds.
Huh?
You said ATF is gay, and I said change our minds.
No, that's true. Because, like, I gotta get all this FFL paperwork here in a while. I gotta have copies of that everywhere.
There's SOT paperwork, too.
SOT, FFL paper, FFL paperwork, NFA paperwork.
Question: now with this thing that's supposed with the illegal immigrants, how much of the SOT paperwork and tax stamp paperwork are going to be changed around?
You know what? Like I said, all of that should just be fucking abolished. Like if we're giving people who already do not abide by our laws guns, why are the people who are abiding by our laws not able to have whatever the fuck they want? God damn it, I want to own a fucking 6-inch cannon.
And by the way, Biden said
No,
that you
not
couldn't
like
own
a
it.
6-inch
Hold
long
on,
cannon.
Biden said that we couldn't own a cannon prior to this, like the Second Amendment.
Bullshit.
We could actually, and you still can't. It's actually some of them are considered antiques prior to the firearm law. If it sets a certain date prior to.
I should clarify. I don't want a 6-inch cannon. I want a cannon with a diameter of 6 inches.
Well, you do have a cannon between your legs.
Chill out there, Skippy. Take it down about 10 to 15% there, Squirrely Dan.
But you do.
Anyway,
Evie should know.
I'm on the illegal immigrants should not own firearms. And if they should, just fucking get rid of the ATF.
Yeah. It's and I swear it's becoming more and more like Hunger Games every single day.
Question.
Answer.
If they have to fill out the 4473, okay, so they can get guns legally, and they still have to go through the same hoops that we do, what the fuck do you use the information on the 4473 to verify? It's all going to be wrong. How do you check? Then do you just get rid of the 4473? Well, if you get rid of the 4473, the ATF just doesn't exist anymore.
And what if the paperwork is strictly in English and they can't understand it?
Well, I mean, obviously we're going to have to keel to that one. This is one thing I've always wondered.
But question, how many different languages? Because there's more than just Mexicans that are down crossing the border. There's Chinese, there's Arabs.
I've always wondered this. Why is it that the need for everything to be in every other language has been forced down our throats our entire lives. But no matter what other country you go to, it is not required for them to have anything in English.
Here, I'll say this.
More of an observational question. It's not a gripe. It's an observational question.
I'm answering. Hold on. I think it's for, well, not it shouldn't be necessarily a requirement, but it does broaden
purposes.
But it does broaden the horizons of a person's mind to want to learn secondary or third language, but it shouldn't be forced down our throat in a sense. And if it does, then you would then have to say, like, if this is America, you would have to learn English to get by. And in some other countries where you would still have to learn their language, but they would have to learn yours in order to fully, properly communicate. Say, like, the teachers that are, say, like, over in Spain that are teaching Spanish to an American kid, they would still have to learn English in order to properly translate it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole fucking... It's all weird.
We're weird.
Everybody
What's
just stop
normal?
being weird.
What's normal?
I don't know anymore.
And
you know what? Speaking of fucking abnormal, I've grown up my entire life listening to this brand's name on just fucking... The commercials are still, like, ingrained into my head from as a kid. Okay, Tyson Chicken.
That's some good chicken.
That's some good chicken. Tyson Chicken. The fucking Chicken Man.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Chicken Man went woke. Jesus, help us. Bailey, the Chicken Man.
Well,
like,
we don't know all the facts, so we don't know.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
We don't know if this factory is closed down because of a moving
It
location.
is closing.
Whether if we close it down for its moving locations or...
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is closing down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not moving locations. But Tyson is also closing this place, which is a pork processing facility in Perry, Ohio, maybe? Iowa? We'll find out in a minute. However, in the process of trying to find this video, I did also learn that they are also closing 4 chicken processing plants as well across the country. Now, if what I hear is correct, this coincides with what I'm hearing. They have fired, not laid off, because laid off just sounds too damn good. Turning off my fan and cold. My titties are cold.
All right, so here's the clip.
They have fired. Hang on. They have fired roughly tens of thousands of employees. And they're shutting down several facilities to save money.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm hearing, Tyson Chicken, well, Tyson as a conglomerate in general, is committed to hiring 52,000 illegal immigrants, as well as helping them pay for housing and legal fees at the cost of American citizen jobs.
You hear that, Americans?
Some of these plants have been there for 30 years or more.
That's where your tax dollars are going to.
Some of these plants have been there for 30 years or more, and these communities depend on these plants as their sole source of income because it's probably the biggest place in that town. So here's the clip.
Perry, Iowa is one of the great American suburbs. Quaint shops on the main boulevard, local produce sections at the grocery store, and pristine parks sprinkled throughout the town. It reached a golden era in the 60s and 70s when Tyson Foods opened up its pork factory and revolutionized the town's economy. It's a relatively small town with strong values and a very close-knit community.
I just think it's community, and if you are willing to put out a little effort, I think
We
everyone
don't know
makes
if
you
this
feel
comes
welcome.
Would you consider Perry a good place to grow?
Definitely. I am really pro Perry. I like the small town atmosphere. You get to know people. You walk down the street, they say hi to you. If
What
you
don't
need
you
help, you know
notice?
who you can turn to, that kind of thing.
But Perry, Iowa is about to change drastically, and not for the better. This week, Tyson Foods announced that it will be permanently closing its pork factory in Perry, killing around 1,200 jobs in a town of just 8,000 people. So as Perry residents struggle to cope with mass layoffs, Tyson Foods has its eyes on a different class of workers. The company is now offering new jobs to asylum seekers in other states like New York. Bloomberg says Tyson's tracking migrants in a massive database. They scroll through the data like Facebook. You see a worker you like? Tap, hire. They even had a job fair.
So you were at a Tyson fair in New York City not so long ago where Tyson was basically making this pitch. What did you observe when you went there?
They created a database for these new asylum seekers in New York City. So these people would come in, they'd learn a little bit about the company, and for the most part, Tyson had already gone through their various details of their application. And so many of them, 17 the day I was there, and then another 70 a couple weeks later, went off to Tennessee to go start their new jobs as Tyson production workers.
Oh, and the jobs come with perks, not just health insurance. Tyson's also offering lawyers to its illegal alien workers and time off to attend immigration hearings. In 2034, of course, they're firing Americans and offering perks to illegals. This was the Democrat plan all along.
Well, first of all, let's just say we are a nation of immigrants. 460,000 open jobs today. Wow. I have 5,000 farm jobs that I need filled so we can plant the crops.
Vegetables would rot in the ground if it weren't.
Okay, so we get the point here, right? This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. This is just about as bad as when Biden fucking stumbled into office and killed, a couple thousand jobs with the Nord Stream pipeline.
Mm-hmm. What I will say is this: if the immigrants that now come in that are actually working towards their legal citizenship, good on you. But if you're the type to where you're evading your visa, fuck you.
The biggest problem I think it is, and as a taxpayer,
mm-hmm.
This is my opinion. This is how I feel about this, and I think I have weight in this. Like you said, if you want to come over here and you're going the right way about it, that's great. Kudos to you. More power to you if you can afford it. But only if you can afford it. If you're coming here illegally, you're living off taxpayer money. Hardworking people's money. You're not living off the government. You're living off of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't appreciate it. Because that taxpayer money is for our country. It's for our schools. It's for our roads. It's for our infrastructure. It's for our country. It's not to take care of people who can't take care of their own shit.
I mentioned this last podcast. How about we take care of our homeless first, our own situation, before we tag on others' situation?
Well, how about this? How about they work on their fucking countries, make your fucking country better, before everyone comes over here and tries to make our country shittier? You know why I say that? Because you go to Honduras. What's in Honduras that I can think of?
Apparently,
as far as I know,
apparently grunt style shirt material.
I mean, yeah, they print them there, so probably that. Let's bet that. But when you think of these countries, you think of obviously countries who are not as economically prosperous as ours, obviously socially tolerant. And then you have people who come over here and just shit on us, live off our tax money, and then at the same time, complain about everything, don't want to do anything. And then, schools lack because they don't have the funding, and then they don't have the teachers to teach the kids. And then what do? They drop the standards for testing. If wherever these people are coming from is so damn bad, what are they doing about it?
Implementing more communism.
Well, they're not doing anything about it because they're leaving.
Well, that's
so
the only
if
thing
you
that they're
didn't do
doing is
anything and your
implementing more
country is so
communism.
bad, what do you think's going to happen 40 years from now when,
they're still brainwashed into believing that communism still works. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
That's the only thing that they are doing. Unless
communism sucks, and that's why Russia's poor.
People can talk about all this stuff about universal health care, but yeah, there's more than just universal health care.
Who's paying for it?
Exactly.
Literally, who's paying for it? We are. We're like, and I try to make this point because me and my wife have had this conversation a couple times about free education and universal health care. They sound amazing, and you know what? Communism sounds amazing on paper. On paper.
Yeah.
But when you go to implement it, you run into all kinds of fucking problems. Well, who's paying for it? Well, nobody's paying for it. It's free. So the government's paying for it. Okay, cool. The government's paying for it. So the government's paying for it.
Let me ask you a question. Real quick.
Here's where I'm going with this. But if the government's paying for it, what loses out? The government doesn't have any money. So our infrastructure fails. Steel fails, railroads fail, highways fail. Infrastructure in general just fails.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. And this is going to lead up to another thing. Did you know that a good percentage of what makes up NATO is the United States? Roughly around 40% of NATO makes up, United States makes up 40% of NATO.
Germany makes up like 3%.
Yeah, and then we're tasked with a major portion of solving the world's issues because they can't solve their own.
Yep. Captain Save-A-Ho, USA.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not wrong.
Yeah. And the shit's crazy.
You know what's kind of fucked? Here's something that's fucked up. So the U.S. dropped a bunch of MREs in Gaza, right, as an aid drop.
I know where you're going with this one.
And murked 5 people.
Yeah.
On an aid drop. Now, another problem I have is apparently this influencer who he says he's in Gaza, but people are saying that he's actually in Canada. He said he went and bought an MRE. Well, if it was aid, you didn't have to buy it. So there's your kind of there's where you fucked up.
Yeah.
But he's going through this MRE and absolutely trashing the MRE. And I'm thinking,
welcome to our world.
You know what? There are a couple MREs that I like.
Okay, well, still,
like remember, if I had, here's my reasoning: if you haven't eaten in 4 days, what tastes amazing? A fucking brown brick tastes amazing, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah, hold on. So there is a movie that Vin Diesel hated MREs, and when his dog wouldn't even eat it.
It's funny. Wasn't that Private? That wasn't Saving Private Ryan. Because he was in that. Most people don't know he was in that. He gets murked.
But there's a movie, I'll share the clip, where Vin Diesel feeds his dog an MRE.
Dude, I swear to God, like I would, if I had one in here in my office, I would sit here and eat an MRE just to show people that they are not that bad.
They're fucking horrible. They're not that bad. They're fucking horrible.
Yeah, but oh, he's dreaming. Look, he's dreaming.
Speaking about adorable dogs, we're thinking about attaching a GoPro to that one and have segments to where you get to see what he gets to see quite a bit of the time.
This is what he does, though.
Like a dog cam.
This is the dog cam, though. This is what he does.
Speaking about
a big old bed back there, and he sleeps on the floor.
Speaking about kind of fucked up, hilarious clips, we have one based in Thailand because they're really bangkoking in Thailand.
They're banging a bunch of cocks around in Thailand. I gotta find the video.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
What do I think about that? I don't fucking care.
I think it's hilarious. A lot of
bang. Oh no, it's hilarious. The context is hilarious. I mean, yeah, it's fucking hilarious, but
a lot of cock banging on that street.
Like it says, no women.
You tired there, sir?
I am.
Well, you're not retired to me. You're not a retired superhero. You're just tired superhero. I don't know where I was going with that joke, but
you know where I'm going? Article1776.com to go fucking pick up a new t-shirt or a hat or a coffee cup. We have coffee cups now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So go get a coffee cup, go get a hat, go get a t-shirt. Also, see the last video here or there. Is it here?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's. I don't know where he's gonna put it. So
and hold on, and also we're still doing the meme contest. So for the month of March, either in his Discord or my Discord, if you create your own meme using one of the photos that we have for the month of March, you get to win
lovely photos.
You get to win a free hat or a short or a mug, coffee mug.
A shirt,
hat.
Typo there, Matt?
Mug. Yeah, in the brain as always. I need more coffee.
Yeah, so go to article1776.com. Go pick up a t-shirt. Go pick up a short, a hat,
or you can enter into the contest in the Discord channels.
That is true. Also, it's not going to be this year. It's not going to be next year.
Mm-hmm.
But we have something big in the works for you guys.
Before we head into that topic, I almost forgot. Guys, gals, this is for our friend Josh. We've been messaging you, homie. Hopefully you see the messages, checking in on your health. Guys, gals, everyone, check in on your friends. Check in on someone that you care closely about, because
they might be your friends.
Yeah. Or a family member, but you don't know if they're going through a tough time or not. So check in on your friends. Please do.
And with that said, everybody have a great night. Be safe. If not, well, fuck it. Later.